It was Colton,
Yes.
Chris, and this is Mystery.
Mystery.
So you're a music guy.
Yeah.
Anything that's on your mind you want to talk about, anything that's bugging you, anything you think is going to be significant in your life over the next 10, 20, 30 years, anything.
Well,
Do I seem gay?
I can't call it.
Okay.
Do you seem gay?
Chris, whatever you decide, man, it's cool. You can do whatever you want. Now, is there an intimation in what I just said that what he wants to do is gay stuff?
No.
Okay.
So you're a music guy. That was the part of the response on the
I'm a music guy.
Because if I start and say that I'm a music guy too, then we're just gonna start listing bands that we like.
Exactly.
And it won't be an interesting show.
Where were you in '98 in Onlyville, bro? Like, which one did you know? Like,
Oh, that sounds dope.
I was not in
Was
the
there
Onlyville
crazy like
scene.
punk shows or something happening in Only?
Can I just tell you something? If we talk about music, this is the least interesting thing possible.
Bummer, because I'm here to talk about my music.
Let's talk about the financial stuff. Do you have financial problems?
Yes.
What are your financial problems?
The need for financial stability.
When you have money, where does it come from?
If I have money, where does it come from? Sometimes I will decide to lock into a position of laborious output in order to, say that I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this construction thing, or I'm going to take on these projects that are going to take away from I have to fully invest my physical ability to do this. But in the long term, the outcome is to be able to stop doing all of this, take a break from this, and then apply that financial security into my own expressive freedom where I'm now allowed to play. The wealth, though, financially will then run out. The richness that you feel in life will come to an end. Like, oh, your phone's shut off now. What do I do without a phone now?
How often does your phone get cut off?
I lost phone service the moment I pulled into the parking lot.
Because you didn't pay your bill.
Because I didn't pay my bill.
Oh,
because
I thought it was a reception thing.
No. I had a promise to pay.
Oh, shit,
And the promise to pay was like last week.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, we'll stretch it out. We'll squeeze it.
Nice.
You can finagle and you can manipulate the phone companies in order to like give you a little more time.
What if you just got a regular job that you had some like extra hours every day that you could do music?
I've had plenty of them,
Doesn't work?
I find it soul crushing, and like I could go find a job today. I could go be a fucking barista at Dunkin' Donuts, and that will affect my psychological, my mental ability later on to be expressive because I'm so exhausted that I just kind of like become lazy. I'm forced into the work rather than the play.
What's your family situation like? You have a fiance?
Yep, so I'm engaged now. I am essentially living in an in-law apartment setting.
What's your rent right now? 0?
Nice.
My rent is an exchange of EBT and prescription drugs to them monthly. We have an agreement.
If you want resources, as in money, you are like in a metaphorical fist fight with other people who want the same things that you want.
It doesn't necessarily have to be revolving around money. If you can't apply the verb play to your long-term career or goals, then it's probably not the one thing that's going to make you happy, right?
Yeah, most people who are rich, they're playing all day.
Yeah, I can see.
I'm being sarcastic. It's the opposite of the case. That's not true.
Well, a lot of people that are rich do play all day.
Well, it depends on the rich person.
It depends on how rich they are.
No, it's just that's like that's a platitude that you should enjoy what you do and be playing all the time. That's something that I would say that to somebody if I wanted to sell them some sort of mushroom powder that you put in your coffee.
Yeah.
The real way that you achieve things in life is by playing.
But as of right now, Colton, there's dissonance between, it's not all coming together where you're in, what is it called? I don't have.
I think you can just imagine silence. I don't know anybody who does anything creative and is able to play most of the time. Most of the time it seems like they're worried about their record deal or whatever. Their lawyer fucked them and they're whatever. Navigating through those difficulties seems to be the bones and the meat of an artistic career, even for people who are like really good at making art, making music, whatever.
I think there comes a point when you realize that work is overpowering your play, and that's probably when you should stop and pull back and stop doing it for. I think the play dissipates and the work overtakes when you're doing it for others.
Yeah.
You know, it's stressful, and it feels like once there's a deadline on it, it feels less like play and more like work.
When you see creative people meet with success, and I think this probably holds true for people in general, when you see people in general meet with success, I think a large degree of the success that they meet with has to do with their ability to tolerate boredom. The parts of the creative process that enable you to take the cool thing that you made and then sell it to other people to translate your play into money that pays for your rent, that stuff is boring. It's like,
if that's what you're focused on, if you're focused on trying to meet the algorithm and you're trying to please others, you know, there are plenty of people who are not focused on the algorithm at all. They're not focused on others at all. They just happen to be, you know, discovered in their creative process. Why would the play ever stop until you're forced to go into a specific direction? Then it becomes work.
I got you. Is your music good?
I think so.
Can we listen to it? Is it?
I have this one finished music video that I really wanted to show you guys, and I can just not find it, and I wanted to give you that as a representation physically and audibly of what it is that I can bring.
Your Bono covers?
I'm thinking more of my like individual, like my written music.
Never Ending Story? Is that one?
Never Ending Story is, yeah, that's a decent one. That's a song I wrote when I was 17, and to this day, I still think it's a well-written song.
If I'm so tired, I'll follow you around, walking till my feet begin to bleed. And if you're so cloudy, I'll fly to your town, run to your house, fall to your knee. But I can never love again. I can never love again. I'll never love again. So much as I loved you, I can never love so much as I love you.
Give me 1 second. You guys,
Yeah. Look,
you guys sit in silence.
No. It's, is it? So what is the? Who I've worked in a factory before, and there's not much play. There's not much play you can do, but I never really was a video creator type person. I was actually kind of not forced into it, but where was I going with this? Oh yeah.
I think I understand the question.
I suppose I didn't know, or it's you don't know. You're like kind of like, and you don't really know. I am speaking kind of nebulous, like so. But anyways,
great track off the Science album by Incubus, Nebulous, fantastic.
I never got into Incubus. I miss them.
Give them a chance.
Is this music sad? I wasn't listening to the lyrics. Is it sad?
They're all created after a traumatic incident or reflecting on something traumatic.
Are you drawn to that aesthetically? Like, do you see yourself as like a wounded or tortured figure?
No more than anyone else.
Is that your way of saying yes, without sounding braggadocious or something? I'm not gonna judge you for saying yes. I'm just wondering if that's what's going on inside your head. I'll level with you just to make it easier. I have something similar in my head. It's a hero complex. I'm the guy they call in to fix it when everybody else is too lazy.
I was gonna make a joke when I was
so you can just take that and feel free to just say whatever's happening to you.
A friend passed away, and it's not my first thought when it happened, but like there's a part of me that's like, oh, finally someone died. I haven't been able to write a song in fucking years.
Do you view yourself as a lost soul?
Lost? No. What was the last thing that you asked before that?
Are you into witchcraft?
Witchcraft. I'm into the occult. I definitely practice my own form of magic. I believe that anything that you look at will, the longer you focus on something, the more real it becomes for you. So if you
Is
don't
this like manifesting?
Sure, in a sense. So if you don't believe in something at all and you don't look at it and you scoff at it, it will have no power in your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you focus and you look at something for long enough, it's going to become more and more real because we're creating our surroundings, you know? We are creating what it is we are, creating what we live.
What is
Define witchcraft.
Well, I'm asking you, what is alchemy?
Alchemy is the study of ancient esoteric knowledge being utilized to create and combine
Have you met with any success with the alchemy stuff?
Yes.
Will you tell us about it?
So, all right. So, an example.
Hold on a second. We're about to learn about alchemy. Is there something more interesting in alchemy? You got a Guitar Center question?
I had a McDonald's joke.
You want to ask him about what brand of strings he uses? Nylon or steel?
No.
Okay.
Go on. Sorry.
Alchemy.
People practice like micro magic spirit work in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to put this much sugar in a glass of salt water, put it under my bed, and then I'm going to say however many prayers I'm going to say before the night ends. I'm going to make sure to light this color candle and that color candle. Those tools sometimes can just be used for your own ability to like tap into that mindset, right? Or you may practice certain rituals like, fire magic or water magic or whatever it is that tickles your fancy. I did a practice for prosperity, and it took a certain amount of clove, and I needed a spark to ignite that clove. So the second that I hit the spark to ignite this clove in my yard, a deer leaped from my yard. My mind is blown because I'm like, where the fuck did this deer come from? So that sends me down a rabbit hole of like what deers represent in the spirit world. What kind of message could this have brought to me? And so now I'm focusing on like the deer's spiritual presence. Fast forward to like 2 months later, and I'm sitting in a cemetery just kind of like by myself, reflecting, writing some poetry, trying to write some lyrics for a song. I was sitting there and I thought, wow, that was fucking wild the way that deer just showed up in the city out of nowhere last month. So I opened to the page that I was writing in that night. I looked up and a deer was charging me. And it was about a foot away before I recognized it was there. And I turned, in a moment of eye contact, the deer seemed to just be calm, and then it turned and ran the other way.
Have you gotten more messages since then?
In different ways, yeah.
What do these messages tell you to do aside from seek more messages? Is there any kind of like ultimate message?
Yeah, don't look away.
From what, the messages?
Don't
that
look
sounds
away.
like more looking for messages type stuff.
That's the thing. It's more like it's be aware. It's like a lot of
That's
people.
like be aware of what, the messages?
Be aware of the connection that you have to realms that you can't perceive.
I guess.
Hold on a second. What are you about to say?
I was gonna say something.
Are you going to say something about all the gibberish you just said, or are you going to give him an escape route?
No, it was like.
Or are you going to say something unrelated?
No.
This is related to all the
Can I
crazy
ask
shit
how
he just said,
far
right?
you are from your own spirituality, or how close you are?
How close I am? I think about it all the time, constantly.
You
Yeah. Now, are you about to ask him something about the gibberish he just said, or are you going to do
I was
something
gonna
else?
ask him if he was willing to do something as like an exercise.
Do you know about the practice of crystal oil? The ascendance of crystal oil?
Now, do you realize? Hold on, you're smiling.
Well, that's no. I'm smiling.
It relates to exactly
You
what
were
you're
going to
talking
tell him
about.
about praying eventually, right? Something like that.
I suppose so.
And it made a line back to you something about crystal oil.
Christo oil.
Crystal oil.
Well, now I'm offended.
And now, Chris, you got to just let it wash over you because you earned this.
It's an abstinence exercise. So each month, the moon will enter whatever your astrological sign is. There'll be 3 days that the moon enters that sign.
Can you guess my sign? Think visual.
I want to say either Sagittarius or Pisces.
Can we stay on topic here? And this is our fault. It's not your fault. What's crystal oil?
Christo oil is a excretion of an oil that starts in the brain and it goes down your spine and it passes through your solar plexus. What it does is there's a cerebral spinal fluid and it starts in your cerebellum. And you abstain from sex for 3 days.
So you get horny, and then the oil.
You don't have to be horny. It's just the fact of not giving into those indulgences
It's
because
that oil starts seeping down.
because that oil seeps down.
Down the back.
And when you don't fuck and you don't release the seed, that seed germinates and it releases itself back up, and that's where you will
This sounds like a male period.
reach your enlightenment. You could kind of be a male, but male and females can both practice this.
I bet females are worse at it.
But I don't know if they are or they aren't, but it's a
What do they do that they don't fuck up?
it
I'm sure men do it better. Go ahead.
depends on the crystals or the powders. to
Come
be
on, man.
honest.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Are you
absolutely.
still using drugs these days?
Some.
Which ones?
Psychedelics are my
What drugs are you taking right now? Just tell us.
I have Adderall in my system. I was aggressively an alcoholic.
For how long?
For That was a tick. I have Tourette's. That was a weird tick. I have to just pause for a second. So I was 11. I started smoking weed. Maybe around 13, my dad broke his back. I found some oxys in his closet. I used to just find random pills and crush them all up and snort them and try them, whatever.
So sorry that happened to you, man.
I'm pretty happy that it happened to me because it led me to a lot of points of enlightenment. The thing is like, DARE taught you do one little bump of cocaine, you're gonna die. Pretty quickly I found out that they were bullshit. They were lying about everything. None of that was true because they just don't teach children the proper way to deal with pharmaceuticals and drugs in general. So what happens when a kid finds out they're lied to? Oh, I smoke weed, I'm fine. I tried that little bit of coke, I'm fine. What else are they lying about? I'm gonna try all of it because they obviously lied about all of it.
You don't think drugs fucked you up?
In what way?
In any way?
They fucked up my progress in life. They fucked up some of my relationships.
That's what I mean. I mean, you're like...
Yeah, they definitely got in the way of a lot of things.
Okay. So Derek, it's possible they could have been right just on a longer time scale than you were
I just don't
expecting.
think that the structural approach of DARE is, I think it needs to be re-established in an entirely different way, like it's just not.
In a way, that's sympathetic to recreational drug
Like
use?
you should talk to kids about the truth of what drugs can actually do to you.
If I was trying to tell kids the truth about drugs, I would send them this video. I would be like, if you guys do weed when you're 11, you're going to end up like, click here.
I think that certain drugs are beautiful. If I'm going to take heroin or cocaine or something, I'm probably gonna abuse myself. I'm not gonna feel good. I'm not gonna hydrate. I'm not gonna eat right. If I take a little bit of psilocybin, I'm literally gonna walk into a store and analyze things in a different way, where I'm gonna be like, why the fuck do I want 6 ounces of corn syrup solids in my body right now? I would rather have a banana and some fruit and some water. And I think that that's actually something that comes because psilocybin, mushrooms, fungus in general is the oldest living species on the planet. Why wouldn't it hold secrets that we don't know ourselves as this tiny little baby human being species that's awake and alive now?
So when you said you would abuse yourself if you were taking heroin, what you meant was you wouldn't be hydrated
I
or
wouldn't
eating
take care
properly.
of myself. Yeah, I would be not only putting poison into my body, but I wouldn't be considering anything else that was good for my body as well.
Wouldn't be worried about your skincare routine.
Wouldn't really be worried about brushing my teeth or my
Okay.
skincare. Wouldn't be wanting to reproduce. Wouldn't give a fuck about anything but that one thing.
How would you fix the world?
I don't know if the world itself needs fixing.
You just leave it as is?
I guess maybe the burying and the destruction of history in itself, buried by like those at power.
Are you talking about Tartaria?
Sure, Tartaria, wherever it began, where we started to lie to the public and tell them that like the Gaza pyramids were tombs and that they weren't actually energy sources in order to harness and release free energy to the populations.
Release ancient spiritual truths.
Absolutely.
Who is behind hiding these truths?
I'm not necessarily, I'm somewhat indifferent to, it's a matter of...
If we were to say Jews are the enemy and we were to graph it out and this is 100% and this is 0%, would you go ahead and just mark where you are? 100 and 0. Can you just mark where you are on that?
Where are we at?
Just where are you at? Jews are not the enemy. Jews are the enemy.
Are the enemy? Jews are not the enemy, my friend.
Okay.
Evil is the enemy.
Evil.
That doesn't mean that there isn't a high percentage of people who are in the elite that happen to be Jewish. That doesn't
What
mean that
percentage of world Jewry, in your words, would be evil? 0% or 100%? And you can mark that however you like.
Just follow the money to who controls what. And if you want to decide that just because the Jewish people are running Rothschild or
follow the money?
Rockefeller or BlackRock or anything
Are
like
you
that,
following the money?
money's out.
The money's out of the bag. Okay, so we got that settled.
I actually am anti-Semitic.